Competitive Valorant is still an esport trying to find its footing in the competitive gaming world. New players are joining the game every day, adding to our already vast community. This growing popularity has translated over into Valorant esports. The community craves great competitive tournaments, content, and moments. So far in Valorant's short lifespan, we have been fortunate enough to experience all of the above in the past few months. What is up, ProGuides family? This is your host, Sergeant Frost, and today we have a great video for you guys. Today, we're going to be showcasing and breaking down the top 10 most insane outplays in competitive Valorant so far. But before we get into the video, you guys know what time it is. Yup, that's right, it's time for our question of the day. Today's question is, what was your most memorable match to watch in Valorant's most recent competitive tournaments? Mine was when TSM took down the Sentinels 3-2 in the FaZe Clan Invitational. That series, in my opinion, is competitive Valorant at its peak and showcased the very best talent and gameplay that North America had to offer. Hopefully, we get more competitive Valorant tournaments this year to recreate those high-stakes matches and moments in the near future. Let us know down in the comment section below what your favorite series was. Alright, I think that's enough talking about our question of the day. Now let's dive into these top 10 outplays. In our first clip, FaZe Corey shows the importance of intelligent flanks on the map Bind. In this clip, the bomb is down on A site Bind. The Sentinels are attempting to pull off a well-executed retake on A site in a situation that favors them. Corey and his teammate are in a bit of a conundrum as they are outnumbered 2-4 at the start of this clip. It's on him and his teammates to hold the front of A site to prevent the Sentinels from defusing the bomb. One key factor in Corey's favor though is that the bomb is not planted default. It was planted in cubby on triple box on site. This cuts off the Sentinels' line of sight for the bomb, which means they cannot defuse it until they hunt down and neutralize the last two remaining players of FaZe. Knowing that the bomb is planted in their favor, Corey makes a highly intelligent play that will allow him to outplay the enemy team. After his teammate Marv goes down and leaves him in a 1v4, this gives him just enough time to come from short into showers to give him a prime position to defend this bomb plant. As he makes his way up to the door, the Sentinels have no info on where Corey was last seen, so they make their way towards the spike for the defuse. This is the wrong move for Sentinels because Corey's elite aim allows him to slow down his movements and use precise crosshair placement to take out all 4 members of the Sentinels and clutch up the round for his team. If you want more help learning on how you can improve your playmaking capabilities and other tactics in Valorant, make sure you check out ProGuides.com. You can quickly upload your gameplay VODs on our website, and we have coaches online 24/7 who will quickly get back to you and help you on your journey towards improving in Valorant. ProGuides.com will teach you the necessary skills to rank up faster, enjoy the game more, and receive premium help from our online coaches. You can book a session whenever you need it according to your schedule. No more time being stuck in your elo. Head over to ProGuides.com to begin your journey to the rank of your dreams. In our second clip, Wardell shows why you should drop your AWP and pick up a rifle in a retake scenario. In this situation, Wardell was dealt a bad hand as he was left in a 1v3 against T1 with the bomb down, and no clear intel on where the enemies were last seen. As he looks out from heaven and sees no one in plain sight, he makes a crunch time decision to drop his AWP and pick up a Phantom. This is a big move for Wardell as he is typically a main AWPer on his team, as that is the weapon he is most proficient with in game. Picking up a Phantom with time ticking shows us that sometimes you just have to go for it in a retake scenario no matter the odds. As time counts down, Wardell shows us he can be proficient with regular guns as he quickly cleans up a breach below him. This gives Wardell a winnable situation now that he is only hunting 2 people. He moves with a purpose into the smoke with his pistol and confidently takes out Omen and Raze before they can even react. This is a next level outplay as Wardell was put into a terrible situation with little chance to clutch, and he manages to work with the tools he has to take out 3 attackers and have just enough time to defuse. In our third clip of the day, Asuna and BioRLulu pull off a textbook example of why you should never give up on a chance to retake a site. When 100 Thieves are in full site control as the bomb gets planted this round. They quickly neutralize 3 of the defending Immortals players who were trying to hold a site. Just as they begin to think that they have this round in the bag, Asuna and BioRLulu had other plans for the 100 Thieves crew. As they both rotated from B site, they made an intelligent rotation decision to send one person through Market to A short and one person through CT hallway to take control of U-Hall. This gave them both ample time to try to open up the site by taking out Brimstone and Cypher, who were trying to hold A short and U-Hall entrance. After taking control of A short in the front of A site, the next logical move is to clear out triple and showers for the remaining attackers. They set up a crossfire as BioRLulu looks at showers and Asuna preps a grenade to push Sage out from behind triple box. Asuna takes out Sage and BioRLulu makes a 300 IQ level play and raises Sage wall to separate themselves from the attackers. This will draw out the attackers to challenge them and give BioRLulu time to start the spike defuse. Their plan works as 100 Thieves panic and begin spamming the Sage wall to stop the plant. Asuna backs up and gets on top of U-Hall box and starts putting fire down on the remaining 100 Thieves players who are desperately trying to get through. This ends up being a big mistake for 100 Thieves because BioRLulu stops defusing and immediately pulls out his rifle and cleans up Sova and Raze with Asuna to clutch up the round with just enough time to defuse. In our fourth clip of the day, Brax shows us how isolating angles and controlling where you get engaged from will allow you to clutch any situation thrown at you. 100 Thieves so far pull off a successful retake of A site on Split this round. They managed to take out Breach and Sage to make it a 3v1 in their favor, but Brax has other plans for taking this round. The first thing we need to point out is how Brax is taking control of his positioning here before he engages anybody. He makes sure he has a piece of cover between him and his enemy at all times during this clutch. He properly isolates his angles to make sure he is always the one taking shots first to start off his engagements. As the last players of 100 Thieves figure out Brax is still in backside A behind E-Box, they make a crucial mistake when engaging Brax, and that is peeking him one at a time when he has the advantage of time and cover on his side. Brax manages to collect himself and takes out Omen, Sage, and Cypher in quick succession, allowing him to outplay all three of them and take the round for his team. In our fifth clip, Pyth demonstrates his dominant aim and game sense as he tactically and swiftly takes out the enemy team. He demonstrates great restraints in how he takes his engagements in this clutch situation. The main thing that allows him to clutch this 1v4 is having engagement discipline and only fighting one person at a time. When you can control how you take your fights and keep a piece of reliable cover between you and your enemy, you can clutch any situation thrown at you in game. Pyth takes out Omen and Cypher in CT spawn and brings the round to a 1 versus 2. Then he takes advantage of the terrain around him and forces the remaining Killjoy and Sage to take a fight on his terms and push him off his angle behind Pillar. Killjoy makes the mistake of getting antsy and dry peeks Pyth behind Pillar and loses her fight, bringing the round to a 1v1. Sage thinks she's smart and tries to play chicken with Pyth and taps the spike to bait him out. But Pyth is smarter than this and plays with patience and takes her out while she tries to stick the defuse. This is a very intelligent round, well played and won for G2 Pyth. In our sixth clip of the day, Scream takes advantage of the slipperiness of Reyna's kit to secure the last 3 kills and give himself an ace. Reyna's kit is prime material for getting aces and montage level clips whenever you pop off in game. Scream shows why being such a proficient Reyna player can allow you to wipe out teams in record time and clutch rounds with ease. He activates his Reyna ultimate to give him a boost before he goes in for this clutch. After he drops off Heaven, his first logical place he would check is under Heaven for any attackers watching the spike from an off angle. And just like that, he's right. After he picks up the kill on Breach, he immediately phases away to reposition himself to check the opposite corner. After he picks up the frag on Cypher, he phases himself again to position himself to take out the last Sova hiding in A main, and manages to clutch up the round. Scream showed in-depth knowledge of how to position himself on Reyna and how to use Reyna's dismissibility to outplay opponents and leave them defenseless. In our 7th clip of the day, we see why A site on split is such a hard site to hold when the enemy team are pulling off a coordinated retake. FunPlus Phoenix has G2 pinned on site and on ramp and are completely surrounded to start off the retake. They find early picks on Omen and Jett and sacrifice 2 of their players as well to gain control around site before they attempt to go in. In this situation, all G2 would have to do is set up a crossfire and hold a tight angle to deal with the remaining 2 defenders. But since this is A site on split, the defenders' movements are masked by the pillar on site. This makes it much more difficult for G2 to defend from being peeked from 2 different angles. After Raze puts some damage on a Breach with her blast packs, FunPlus Phoenix get overconfident and take a bad gunfight trying to over-peek the last 2 G2 players who are stuck in backside. After Breach gets off a quick defensive seismic charge, he stuns Raze and eliminates her, and in the process he gets himself picked off by Cypher. This brings the round to a 1v1, but Pyth played his cards right and hit himself behind E-Box and landed a clean headshot on the meadow to clutch up a round they had almost surely lost. This round is a great example of why you should never over-peek and get over-ambitious when trying to push someone while the spike is down. In our 8th clip, 100 Thieves pulls off a great clutch to win a match in a high-stakes series against FaZe. 100 Thieves are in a prime position to clutch up this game after they get a spike plant down on A site Haven. They are in an unfavorable situation though, as they are down a man 4v5, but their positioning on site makes up for it. FaZe makes a mistake of funneling most of their players through A link and not sending someone on a flank to clean out the front of site for people hiding and holding an angle. This is going to cost them dearly though. Just as they almost clutch up the round after eliminating everyone, they didn't get rid of Brimstone. And just like that, they get outplayed by Brimstone's molly that prevents them from defusing. Now that they know Brim is trapped in sewers, they attempt to bait him out by defusing the bomb, but Pride peeks at the perfect second to take out Psalm trying to defuse and wins the round for his team, as there is no time left for FaZe to defuse. In our 9th clip, there's no need to explain how dominant the Prodigy TenZ is. When he is on his infamous Jett, all players on the server should hide and be wary he doesn't put them in one of his montages. TenZ shows absolute mastery of his positioning, patience, and proficiency with Jett's ult. He opens up the retake of A site on Ascent by dashing into his own Jett smoke like the dominant player he is. He then proceeds to dismantle the Envy players on site one by one and earns himself an ace and clutches the retake. There is no way we can explain how insane TenZ is with Jett on a micro level. You need to watch this clip in slow motion to see how fast his hands and aim is to grasp the level this man can play on a daily basis. In our 10th and final clip of the day, we will appreciate TenZ's confidence and unrivaled quest for blood as he dismantles Immortals trying to attack B site on split. He opens up this clip by getting a lucky collat operator shot onto Gangsta and Asuna. He then re-peeks the corner and lands a quickscope on a JC Stani who attempted to refrag his fallen teammates. This gives him ample time to reposition himself and take control of B-side Heaven. Now that the bomb is down, Immortals is in a very bad spot to try to clutch this round, now that they are on a severe disadvantage. TenZ knows this and takes a high ground position to patiently wait as Immortals has to go for the bomb to win this round. He then rains down precise off shots on the Colaire and Dicey X in quick succession. Tens can op just as well as he can rifle, and this clip shows that there isn't anything he isn't capable of doing in game when his team needs it most. Well everyone, that's all we have for the top 10 most insane outplays in pro play so far. If you liked the video, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. We upload new videos just like this one every single day, and the best way to be notified of that is by ringing that notification bell. Don't forget to check out ProGuides.com to gain access to some truly amazing coaching. Remember, stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very soon.